What we're going to do is I'm going to give you some tips for the end of the month. I'm also going to talk to you about something called a hot list, which is something that's been really working for me. And it's a really great way to utilize your time effectively when engaging with people who are potentials to your business. So that's something that I'm really excited about because it's really been working for me. Let's have a look. Everyone's commenting. So yeah, if you've got questions as well, guys, like what I'd really like to do is, you know, if there's anything that you need help with specifically, please put some questions in the chat box and I can obviously help you, whatever it is that you feel like you want to work on. Anything that you're struggling with, anything that you need pointers on, let me know. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make it like super interactive. So if you're on, I'd really love it if like you've got your camera on and you're engaging, if you're sitting up straight. I'd love to see all your faces. First of all, I want to talk to you about month end. So we've actually got 7 days left of this month, and I was talking to someone yesterday and like we've, you know, this month has vanished, and it really has. However, we still have 7 days, guys, and in 7 days everything can change. So what I want you to start thinking about is, what do you want to achieve by the end of the month? And what we always see that happens in this business, when the pressure is on, people step up, people up their game, people get shit done. Like, give me a wave if like you work well under pressure. Who's been at month end before? Like, yeah, that's pretty much everyone. Who's been at month end before and you've gone, oh my God, I need like X amount of points, I need to get this done. And then like magic happens. I've been in situations where, you know, we've been searching for orders for positions and we've been like 3,000 points off in the last couple of days and we've made it happen. You know, it's all about where your focus goes, your energy flows. So really have a think about what it is that you want to achieve. You know, and it all comes down to that self-belief. Can you do it? Absolutely. But that's a choice and that's down to you. Whatever you want to achieve, it's anything is possible. And I mean, you can achieve anything. Every single person who is here, every single one of you can either achieve your next promotion or hitting your PB by month end. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's just how much you really want it and what the leverage is behind it, you know, and what it is that you are really focusing on. Because as soon as you go, oh yeah, I'll just do it next month. That's it. It's written. That's what you're focusing on. That's the path that you're taking. That's the way that you are going, and you're giving yourself permission to not succeed. If that's what you want, and that's fine. That's so fine. But my point is that if you want to make a goal happen, it's completely possible. So we've got 7 days. As we all know, if we want to be building a sustainable, growing business month on month, we need to be getting 825 points plus 1 team a month. And the first thing to make that happen, what you need to do is write it down. So write down 825 plus 1 and make that your goal. And what I would recommend that you do, guys, is write down your goals every single day, twice a day. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, look at your goals before you go to sleep and see what it is that you want to achieve and make it real in your mind and know what you're focusing on. Because I think, you know, throughout this business, you know, up until the last few years, I kind of like winged it all the way through, you know, and I didn't really know what I was aiming for. And sometimes that's nice. If you want to let your business grow organically like that, that's absolutely fine. If you don't want to be goals driven and you just want to take it step by step and see who comes into your life, that's so fine. But if you want to be going, right, I want to make this in a year, I want my life to be completely different, this is my focus, what needs to happen is you need to know where you're going. You need to know where you're at, so the points that you're on today, and then what you need to get to where you're going. So know what you want to achieve, where you're at, and what it is where's the gap, and how you're going to fill that gap. So what are the strategies that you're going to use to fill that gap and to get potential? Because people aren't just going to fall into your lap. People do see what we're doing on Facebook, you know, and go, oh, I'm really interested in those products. Can you give me some info? But we're at a point in time like where, you know, we need to reach out and we need to, you know, help people fall in love with who we are and, you know, get to know people and build relationships. And I'm just going to talk to you quickly about an acronym that I've learned. Some of you might have heard it already. It's called HIRE. So it's an acronym about how to post on social media, and I love it. It's really simple. So it's HIRE. Some of you may have heard it before, but it's just something that if you're struggling to know what to post on Facebook, it's a really great way to put valuable posts out there and to help engage with people, and for people to go, oh yeah, Laura does really great posts. I really love what she does. So H, your first letter H is a helpful post. So post value, and it's the easiest way to get people engaged. So what I mean by a helpful post is anything that people would find valuable. So for example, the easiest way to cut a watermelon, or the 5 easiest lunch boxes to make for your children going to school, or the quickest way to dry your hair. I don't know, you find those fun facts on Facebook that you post videos. Like what you could do is you could actually do your own video on the easiest way to cut a watermelon. You're like, guys, look, this is the easiest way to cut a watermelon. This is how you do it. So a helpful post, a value post that people go, oh yeah, Claire always posts those really helpful tips on her Facebook. Let's have a look what she's posted recently. So that's a really great way to start getting to people engage to your Facebook, and it can be business related, but it doesn't have to be. So it's useful information that you would, anything that you would find useful that you think your tribe would reach out for, and it would be helpful for them to kind of know just in their daily lives. Like for me, it could be like the fastest workout. There's things nowadays where they say that you can do a 7-minute workout and it's the most effective workout that you can possibly do. It's a HIIT workout. So for me and my tribe, that would be an amazing post to put up for people who wanted to do a quick, effective workout. So that's something that I could potentially do, because that's my tribe, because I love the gym. So think about what your tribe is and what they would find useful. So effectively, it's like what you would find useful on social media. So if you were looking on social media and you saw something and you'd go, oh, that's a really good post, that's really useful. That's what you want to post. So I, next letter. So it's an inspire post. We do this a lot, guys. It's a lift people up post. So you want to be a source of inspiration to your tribe. So think about not just putting a quote up in the morning, but put quotes on stories, like actually do a video, or you could do a boomerang with words over the top, or you could actually do like a 90-second video of a quote and talk about why that quote means something to you, and how it relates to you, because obviously that's another way to get people engaging. And people love a quote. I cannot tell you the amount of times that people have messaged me and said, God, thank you so much for that quote that you put up this morning. It really inspired me. Has anyone else had that, where somebody's messaged you and said, thank you so much for your inspiration? Yeah, it really works, because people wake up and have a shitty day. People wake up and they're like in a shitty mood and they don't feel good, right? And so when they see a post like that, they're like, oh, actually, if I change the way that I'm thinking, if they read the post, they perhaps don't even realize that it's changing the way that they're focusing on. So it actually really helps to inspire people and to actually change that whole outlook of their day. So that's something that's really cool. So yeah, you can post stories, videos, post your achievements. So, like Vicky is really good at this. Vicky's one of my new girls. She posts a lot about her achievements, like what she's achieved in the day. Like, guys, she's just lost over 2 stone. Like, let's give a whoop whoop to Vicky. Like, congratulations, Vix. Like, amazing. So proud of you. And you're just really great at sharing like real, authentic posts, which is so inspiring, and people see that in you. So it's about really being your true, authentic self. So always find ways to look to inspire, and you don't have to avoid negativity. However, if you've got something you want to go on a rant about, or you want to post about that like it's really got like annoyed you, I was going to say something like the P word then, but I won't. See it as a lesson, the negativity, share it, but then come up with a solution for it. Because then what's going to happen is people that are naturally quite negative, that are on your Facebook, you'll be offering them a solution of them thinking about, instead of staying in that negative state, you're giving them a solution to how they could end up with a positive outlook on something that was negative in their lives. So that is I, guys. So HIR. So this is the most important part of what we do. So it's relationship building. So people always want to feel connected, right? you know, we're living in a world where we connect on Facebook, social media every single day. And, you know, you might have Facebook friends that you may never actually meet in real life, but they want to feel connected to you. So they're social media friends, they're cyber friends. So it's really, you know, it's possible to actually create really close friendships. You know, I've done it with people all over the world. I've got some really good friends over in America that I'm actually just friends with, you know, through Facebook. It's really cool. And I know one day that we'll meet and we chat a lot. You know, but it's all about building those levels of trust and creating really close friendships. And how do we do that? By asking lots of questions. And it's relationships that build our businesses, right, guys? So it's really important that, you know, you're building relationships every single day. Now, I think what a lot of us can be not guilty of, that's not the right word, but what a lot of us can do is message like 50 people a day and connect with 50 people a day. You know, and that's, I personally have never done that, because I don't think that it's a sustainable way to build long, sustainable, like deep friendships. I think it's so much better if you want to do 10 a day. I still think that's a lot. I'm not talking about connections here, guys. I'm talking about relationships. So building relationships where you're asking questions, you're finding out about family, you're actually getting to know people, spending time talking to them. You know, whatever works for you, great. Like if you can do 50 people a day, like you're a superhuman, that's incredible. But I personally, for me, I think it's better to have 10 relationships that are deep, meaningful, and actually, you know, you're building that trust through private message, through asking questions, through finding out about their families, and actually spending quality time speaking to those people. You know, and I think, you know, by building those relationships, you've got to show that you have a connection with those people, rather than just sending like one-word answers or like short sentences back to them. You know, it's if you really want to build a business, you've got to build on relationships. And again, like if you can do 20, 30, 40 messages a day where you're actually building real sustainable relationships, amazing. Like that's great. I just think about if you were on the receiving end of your messages, would you be feeling like it was a deep relationship, or would you feel like it was more of like a surface level? Because building relationships is key. So asking questions, finding out about, you know, what they love, liking and commenting on their posts, leaving questions, loving on pictures, and, you know, just finding out about who they are. It's building those relationships and finding out like their needs. What are their needs? Because that is where we have the in, that's the leverage for us. You know, what are they missing out of their life? You know, it's really nice to get to know people, and sometimes it does take time, sometimes it doesn't. You know, I've got friends on Facebook. I'll give you an example. There's a lady that I met just by chance online. She's from America. She's just fallen pregnant with her 7th child. She runs a business. She's got 2 dogs. Her husband works away from home. You know, I know everything about this woman, and I've been speaking to her for probably over a year now. And I know that eventually that she will sign up when the time is right for her. And we've spoken about business and how it fits in. And she said to me it's not right for her now, but it could be in the future. So I want to build on that, ask her how she is, how the kids are doing, and, you know, just find out about her. You know, so it's really important that you know about people and that you're building on those relationships by asking questions. So relationships is R. Now E, this is my favorite one. E is educate. So you don't have to be a professional to educate people, but this is where you can show your expertise. We're all experts in something. You know, so we're all part of Juice Plus. So you're all an expert in taking supplements to feel better and to feel more healthy. And that must mean you know why you need to be more healthy. So show your professionalism in health. You know, educate people on nutrition. Why is it important to be healthy? You know, share your workouts, share the food that you're eating, share nutrition tip, health and nutrition tips, and how to feel better. What do you do every day? Like, we all know that having a really strong morning routine is something that really can change our whole days. And, you know, if we change our morning routine, that can change our whole lives. So educate on nutrition, workouts, food, nutrition tips, how to feel better. So a combination of those things can build trust through helpful posts, inspiring relationships, and educating. Because what people are going to do, they're going to see you as somebody that gives them value on your Facebook every day. You know, it's going to deepen and develop your relationships, and it's your duty you know, to build on those relationships. Because we've got something, guys, I know I always say this on every call that I do, we've got something that can change people's lives. You know, it's a really incredible business that we have got. You know, and if you're coming from a place of how can I add value, how can I share what I'm doing to help people live better lives, rather than going, how can I get a sale? How can I get a sale? It won't happen, because people will feel the energy off you. So if you're posting value out there and coming from a place of how can I help people, and when people message you and think to yourself, how can I serve this person? How can I help you live a better life? How can I help you, you know, feel better, look better, earn more money, whatever it is. You know, if you focus on relationships first, people will begin to trust you. You know, if people message you and you go, oh, okay, so how much do you want to spend on, on your products, or how much money have you got to spend? You know, they're going to go, oh, it makes them feel a bit awkward. So that's where we can come in and be like, okay, so what are you looking to achieve? What are your top 3 health goals? What is it that you struggle with when, you know, when you're aiming to be healthy? What is it that gets in the way? What does your diet look like at the moment? How much fruit and veg do you eat? You know, all these questions, that's building on the relationship. What methods have you tried in the past? What things have worked for you? What haven't worked for you? Why haven't they worked for you? You know, and then they won't see you as a salesperson. They will see you as somebody that they can build a relationship with. And they're going to trust you. So they're going to think about, do I trust you? Do you actually care about me? And are you good at what you do? That's what they'll think. You know, people don't want to be sold to. They want to talk about themselves, and they want to know, you know, they want to know how they can feel better. People love talking about themselves. So it's like having a garden, guys. This business is like having when you sign up, it's like having a patch of brand new soil where we throw some seeds on, which is us speaking to people, all different seeds, and we water the seeds, and then some grow straight away. Some grow straight away, which is amazing. Not all of them, but they grow over time. It's like a bamboo plant. You know, Lauren Slocum talks about having a bamboo plant. You know, it grows a tiny bit in the first, I think it's the first year or something. And then the bamboo plant doesn't grow. And then she waters it and she waters it, and it's still not growing. And then in the 4th year, after all the time of nurturing it and looking after it and feeding it and, you know, putting time into it, the bamboo plant grows just overnight. Like, it grows and grows and grows. And it's exactly the same in this business. At the beginning, you've got to put in time and effort, and little bits will grow here and there, little bits here will grow. And then all of a sudden, things will start popping up and it'll start shooting up. And it's exactly the same with this business. You know, so what we need to do is show up every single day and be committed to what we want to achieve. You know, and that's something that's really, really important to know. So, yeah, that's something that I think is a really great way to be posting, guys. Like, is that valuable? Has anyone got any, has anybody got any questions? I think, Janika, you wrote dinner in 15 minutes. Does that mean you're making dinner in 15 minutes?
I had a feeling you might take it like that. I meant for a video for adding value.
Okay, do you want to explain?
Doing a live video. So a lot of my videos that I've done in the week, I do quick and easy dinners that you can make in 15 minutes, like especially for busy mums.
That's cool. I love that.
I do have a question.
Yeah, so yeah, like really quick, easy dinners to be made. That's a really good one. Thanks, Janika. So yeah, it was just about focusing on, you know, what's going to be helpful for your tribe, and what will really work. So, right, guys, that's awesome. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is Hot List. So I know I've spoken to you, some of you before, about Hot List, but Hot List is a way for you to engage with your potentials every single day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys what I'm actually going to do. Let me see if I can. So that is a link of how to create a friend list. Let me just pull up my screen quickly. And I am going to show you. Where did it go? There's so many windows open here. I can't find it at the moment, but basically, oh, here it is. So the link that I've sent you is how to use a friends list on Facebook to set up your hot list. So a hot list is a strategy that's going to speed up your time actively engaging with people on your Facebook that you want to join your business. So it's a really great way to strategize people that you've spoken to that you really want to get involved with your business. So rather than like scrolling through Facebook and aimlessly like, finding people, it's designed for people that you're actively engaging with in conversations. So it's a strategy that's going to give you a lot of time and speeding up the engagements of the prospects that you have. So the link that I've put in the chat is how to use friends list on Facebook to set up a hot list. So if you all want to copy and save that somewhere to watch for later, and then I'm just going to share this one with you. Also, so this one is, that's another one. So copy and paste that one and save it somewhere in your notes. And that's Facebook help on friends list. So to create a new friends list, I want you to follow the following tips. So, so on your Facebook screen, on your home page, what you need to do is scroll down on the left sidebar. So what you want to do is, it's better to do this on a computer. Okay, so on your news feed, it changes to show you the lists of the lists you currently have. So basically scroll down on the left sidebar on your friends screen. So on your actual home screen. So on your Facebook home screen, you'll see that you've got your timeline in front of you, and then on the left side, there's a sidebar, and you want to scroll down to the friends section. So like I said, be on a laptop or be on a computer, and move your mouse over the word friends and click on the more button. And then on your news feed, it should change you the lists that you currently have. So then what you want to do is click a create a list button, and then a new dialog box will appear, and your name, name your new list and add members. So it's just a really simple way for you to be able to create a new list of people that are already on your Facebook, but you want to start posting to effectively. And then what's going to happen is a list of people are going to come up, but you can search the person who is a potential for you. So basically you start typing their name and it'll come up. So for example, I'll click create a new list, and a new dialog box will appear. And then I can type like Alison, and Alison will come up. I'll click on the name, and then what will happen is she'll be added to my list, and I've called my list hot list. Okay, so what I'll do, guys, is if this doesn't make sense, or if you want me to post my tips, I can post this again just before we finish this conversation, my tips of how to do a hot list, so you've got it in actual writing. Okay, so then what you want to do is when you've created a few people in your list, click the create button, and then Facebook automatically saves that newsfeed as your hot list. So basically when you click on the hot list, what's going to happen is that all the people that are on that list will come up on that timeline. So it'll switch from the friends list that you've got that's got like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 friends to specifically having, whether it's 10 friends, 20, 30, 40, however many friends that you're actively speaking to on Facebook, and now on that hot list, that's the timeline of just those people. They will see the other timeline as well, so they'll see both lot of posts. But what this can do is you'll be able to engage with those people specifically on your hot list, and you'll be able to engage with all of their posts as well. So it's a really great way to put all of your potentials into a smaller list, and you can engage with them more and more every single day. So good. It's so effective. So tips. Okay, so only have one list. Okay, because I think it's really like you can have like Facebook friends, or then you can have mummy friends or gym friends. I think it's really important just to have one list and to be aiming those to those people that are in your tribe, and always be adding new people to your hot list like every day. Remove the people from your hot list who are not in your tribe or become a hard no. So take people off your hot list that end up saying no to you, which is great because then it creates more space. And what this will do is it's going to reduce the amount of time scrolling on Facebook. So instead of like scrolling through Facebook looking for people that you feel like are in your tribe, what this is going to do is it's going to give you a direct place to go to find people that are in your tribe that you can post to. So when you put a post up to hot list, when you select them in your list of friends, so basically when you go and put up a post, you can click on it being public or local friends or friends of friends or just my friends or only me. But if you scroll to the bottom of that list, there's I think it's a box called Other, and if you click on that or More, it's like the last box, then it will bring up the friends list that you've created, and you can click on Hot List, and then that is where that your list of people will come up that you've put on your hot list. So use this strategy. It's going to be a great way to reduce the amount of scrolling. You can be more direct on this, and so basically you know that you want these guys on the products or the business, so you can do testimonials, you can do more driven business posts. Okay, so that's just a really great way to set up a hot list. I think for me, it was something that just worked really, really well. And so basically what I do every single day is that I post 1 or 2 posts to my hot list, which is directly to my potentials. So none of you guys are on that post. None of you guys are on that list, because it's for just my potentials. So I'll post things on Facebook that you don't see, but all my potentials see. So direct posts, testimonials, engagement posts. So things that I want to inspire them by, to get them thinking about being in the business. So the opportunity event, like I'll post about the opportunity event for them to see. So it's a really great way for you to engage with your potentials and have them all in one place. No, they don't know that they're on a hot list, Anthony. It's a way for you to be able to engage with your people on a regular basis. So it puts all of your potentials in one place, basically, rather than being spread all over Facebook. It basically puts all of your potentials in one place, so you can reach out to them in one go, rather than scrolling through Facebook. Okay, so does that make sense? Does hot list make sense? It's a really useful strategy. It's something that Cy Mitch taught me, and since I've been using it, it's honestly been working like an absolute dream. Because it helps people see more of what we're doing. So so that's hot list. And I just think it's a really great way for you to be able to build up your engagement and to be able to love on the posts of the people that are potentials for you. So what you can do is when you select that hot list, you can then scroll and love and comment on all of their posts, and then they'll be able to see that you're engaging with all of them. And if you're engaging with them, they'll up your engagement with them on Facebook, and then they'll start to see more of the other stuff that you're posting too. So I hope that's helpful. And the last thing that I'm literally going to talk to you about, guys, before I'm going to open up the call for any questions, or I think it'd be really nice for some people to share stories tonight, from a real point of view of, what the business and products have done for you guys. If any of you are willing to jump on, I'm not going to pick people out. Because I don't want to put you under pressure. So if you want to step up and speak, then that would be really nice. We'd all appreciate that, because it's great to learn from each other. And it's all well and good me jumping on here and waffling at you, but sometimes it's nice to hear each other. To hear about where you've come from and stories that you've been on yourself and journeys. So yeah, posting results, guys. So what we can fall short of sometimes is sharing what we've achieved. And actually, whether it's just, I was talking to Janika about this yesterday, we had a call, and I mentioned something to her. So when Janika joined the business, babe, do you mind if I share this? Is that okay? So when Janika joined the business, she was so shy. She was unbelievably shy. Janika, in 2013, had never been on a train on her own in her life. And we had an event up in Birmingham, and she was going to have to come up by herself, and she didn't in the end. But you went on a train journey, didn't you, Janika? Could you actually, do you know what? Come and tell the story, babe.
How funny. But the thing is it's been such a journey that I actually forgot about that. That one step. So I got to SDD within my first 10 days, and then it was literally another 7 days later, and then it was the Birmingham convention. So I'd only been in the business a short time, and the girl who I was supposed to be going with pulled out last minute, and I had never ever stepped foot on a train before. And I know it sounds crazy,
you've never been
in
on
my
a
late
train
20s
completely, had you? It was, yeah.
And I was so scared about going on my own. And luckily, I must have been putting it out there that I'm not going on my own. My husband ended up coming with me. STD in 10 days. And if it wasn't for this business, then that sort of thing wouldn't have happened. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to get there. And at the time, I do remember there being a ticketed event for STDs on the Friday night. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I missed out because they'd all sold out.
Mm-hmm.
But I still went up there because I planned to get there for that event, and we still went up there. And we still had an amazing time. But yeah, just so many things I would never have done before.
Mm-hmm.
I shared a before and after of me and Brooke today, actually, after we spoke. Just like a little throwback of me 7 years ago with my hamster cheeks.
You're handing down hamster cheeks. You're so cute.
So yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, so I think like just the point of like this is just to remind you guys, like, never forget like where you've come from, and always remember to share your stories. You know, look back. It is okay to look back and share where you've come from. You know, like Janika, you've been on such a journey, and we had a chat yesterday and you were like, oh, I totally forgot about that. But that's the kind of thing like that we can inspire people by, you know, because a lot of people don't have confidence. So by Janika reaching out and saying, excuse me, and telling that story, then, you know, it's one of them things where you can inspire people by the journey that you've been on. Because, you know, I never used to be as confident as I am. And, you know, if I constantly reach out to people that are confident like I am now, that's not where I was at. You know, that's my tribe is somebody who was really shy, needed to lose a bit of weight, couldn't afford to do anything really. I was working all the hours under the sun. I was working 2 jobs. I was literally living in my overdraft. I was £500 in my overdraft, got paid, and I probably didn't even go back to zero every month. Every time I filled my petrol up, I'd be like, oh, £5. Oh, and when I used to go down hills, I used to take my car out of gear so it would coast so I could save petrol. You know, that's how fucking broke I was before I joined this business. You know, and I was always tired, all these different things that's where I was. And it's really important to remember, like, you know, where you've come from, even if you've only just joined the business and you've been on the products for, you know, like a month or 2 months. You know, again, like I just mentioned, Vicky, like how much your life has changed, you know, since you started the business, and, you know, even since you started the product, all the things that, you know, that have changed for you and your growth, and, you know, what person that you're like developing into. You're just like shine. It's like you're like a diamond. Like, you know, you're shining yourself, and you're sparkly, and, you know, you're finding yourself, you know. And it's been a real inspiration to watch. And it's important to remember, like, you know, where was I when I started? So, you know, never feel afraid to share of the achievements that you've had, guys. Like, it's really important to you know, remember where you came from and to share your story. So, like, what I was just going to say is, like, it's really important, you know, to be sharing that, you know, all the time. Like, we're storytellers, guys. Think about like what's improved in your life, even if it's small little things. You know, like Janika had never been on a train before she'd been in this business. Like, that's crazy, right? You know, but it's given her the encouragement, it's given her the confidence to, you know, Janika does everything on her own now. She's so confident. She does lives, you know. And actually, I remember Janika saying to me, like, she's noticed that Elsie, her little girl, is, you know, she's a little bit shy, right, babe? You know, but you know, ways of, you know, helping her come out of her comfort zone now to help her, you know, be less shy. So, you know, it's not just the fact that it's inspired her, but she's seeing how, you know, that she can inspire her children as well, which is amazing. Really, really amazing. So never fall short of, you know, telling your stories really often. I think that's something really cool to remember. So yeah, superstar, STD in 10 days, Janika. Like, how incredible. How incredible. So, right, guys, coming towards the end of the month, like I said at the start of the call, you know, what do you want to achieve? What is it that you're looking to have smashed by the end of the month? Because, you know, you can literally achieve anything. Set your mind on your goal, have a focus, and, you know, don't stop until it's done. Make sure that you guys are doing your DMO every single day. If you want your business to grow, then, you know, have a think about what was your main reason for joining this business? What was it that inspired you? How are you going to make that happen? And, you know, guys, it all starts with your mindset. So think about your gratitude, you know, what you can achieve. And if you're thinking to yourself, like, yeah, I can do this, but you have that voice in the back of your head, that's where you've got to practice your affirmations. So affirmations will create new thought patterns, and those voices in your head that are telling you, oh, you know, you can't do this, or, you know, whatever it is that you feel like is your stop or something that you're challenged by. Practice those affirmations every day, and you'll create a new belief system for yourself. But you've got to do it out loud, write it down, and do it every day, and tell people, you know, I'm courageous. Like, I'm creating a new belief system, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm courageous. I'm successful. You know, people come to me, you know, I'm inspiring people. My story is incredible, and talk about, you know, what it is that you want to achieve. When I was in Singapore the other day, I hadn't done any journaling for a week or so, just because I've been quite busy. And I was sat in the airport and I wrote some stuff down that I didn't even understand myself. Like, I didn't even realise was in my head. So the importance of writing your goals down, guys, is enormous. And it was something that it just shocks me, really. Like, I wrote down some affirmations and I was literally like blown away by myself, because that was in the back of my head. I was like, oh my God, this is really cool. I'm so excited. And I didn't even realise it was there. And I'm happy to share them with you if you want me to share them. Do you want me to share some of my affirmations with you? I literally was like, oh. And I actually took a screenshot and said, like, some of you know Simon Mitchell is my he's my business coach. Like, I work with him quite closely. And I took a picture and sent it to him, because I was just like, this has just come out my hand. Like, I didn't even realise this was in my brain. So I've written it all in massive capital letters. I was writing like, oh my God, this feels amazing. So I was getting really excited. I got into peak state, wrote shit down, and I felt so super pumped by it. So right, I'm going to sit up a bit and talk and say it from like with excitement. So my affirmations were, I am a, let me get into a peak state. Right. So I am my best self. I am a money magnet. I am me. I am love. I'm the only me. I'm my best self. I am #1 earner in the UK for Juice Plus. I'm a success queen. I'm a radiant soul full of love and gratitude. I am patient. I am grateful. I am courageous. I am love. I am inspirational. I am an outstanding health and business mentor. I'm a magnet of love and happiness and fun. I'm a force of unstoppable, radiating positive energy. Money is everywhere. I literally can't read it. I'm eternally grateful for my business. I'm love. I'm beautiful. I'm radiant. I am unbelievable at manifesting anything that I want in my life. I'm whole. I'm complete. I'm love. I am successful. I love my team. I love myself. I love my family. I am love. I'm unbelievable. I literally was like, I couldn't believe that came out of like my hand in literally 2 minutes. That's all it took me to write that down. And it's something that is in my mindset, but until I wrote it down, I didn't realize that it was there. And I think just take some time to think about and just write shit down. Like, journaling is so powerful, guys. And whatever you write down becomes true. So like I said at the beginning of the call, if you set a goal, make sure that you're writing it down at least once a day. Because if you write shit down, it's 80% more likely to come true. People that have goals and don't write them down, I think it's something like 40% likely to come true. But then if you write that down once to twice a day, it's 80% more likely to happen and to come into fruition and come into your life, because you know what you're aiming to achieve. It's in that subconscious. So yeah, that's what I do every day, guys. For me, it's what works. I write down my affirmations. I hadn't done it for like a week or so. I'd done my gratitudes, but my affirmations I hadn't done. So yeah, that's something that really works for me. But for you guys, you've got to find out what works for you. What is it that works for you? How does it fit into your day? What inspires you to wake up and be your best self? And just think about what you want to achieve this month. So guys, remember, this business is here to allow you to dream again. So think about what it is that you want to achieve and just write that stuff down, and just know that anything is possible. So for the last 10 minutes or so, I know we've been on for 45 minutes. I'd really like to open up the call. If anyone wants to just jump on and share like a win that they've had this week, or share a story, or share some progress that they've had, I'd love for you to jump on. Does anyone want to share anything? Come on, guys. Like, this is your chance to grow a little bit. I know it's scary, but this is, we're all one team, one dream. If there's just one thing, or you've got one tip, like, we're all in this together. It's all a chance for you to grow. It's a chance for you to share something if you want. You don't have to, like I say. Claire, yes. Thank you. Claire Tully. I'm going to unmute you. Oh, I can't. Can you unmute yourself, babe?
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Any chance to talk?
Any chance?
Any opportunity. However, I'd like to go back. I've got two things to say. So I'll go back to when I first started, and I was like Janika, I wouldn't say boo to a goose. And because of you So every event, like local events, because obviously we had quite a few back then, didn't we? Every time we went to an event, I would sit at the back, quiet as a mouse, and every single time you would say, you wouldn't even tell me, and then you'd be like, right, we're going to get some people up to share their stories. Claire, come on, come.
Ask me. She's going to ask me.
And you would, and I literally would want the ground to swallow me up. And I remember the first few times I did it, I literally would like look at the floor and I was like talking like this and I didn't know what I was saying. Like, it was literally horrific. And then after I finished, every time I felt like I could take on the world. And so because of you, or like push it, like I didn't have a choice, you just pushed me out of my comfort zone and I stepped up every time. You now can't stop me talking at events, on Zoom calls, on live videos, like, so it's like the magic is there. So if anybody says, like, if anybody gives you the chance to share your story, don't ever turn it down, even if you are shit scared or you think that the ground is going to swallow you up, or you think you don't know what you're going to say. You do know what you're going to say, because nobody knows your story better than you, and your story is amazing. It really is. Even if you're at the beginning of your journey or you're, a way into it, it doesn't matter. You have got something to share with the world. You can make an impact. So just always go for it. And the second thing I'd like to say is I'm just having a go at designing some Dream Team t-shirts.
Love it. Amazing.
So I'm going to put them into the team. I've taken photos of the designs, so I'm going to put them into the Dream Team group. So obviously just to get all your input and see which one you guys like the best. And I'll get it up so people can start ordering them, and then we can do like photo collages, and then when we meet up for events, we can all wear our Dream Team t-shirts.
Oh my God, amazing. Yeah, definitely do it soon, because Maria Grover's coming out to Bali, so what can happen, I can order one soon and then she can bring it out for me. Amazing. Yeah. So cool. Then we can all wear our t-shirts on Zoom calls and be like, that was so good. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Claire. So yeah, like, it's so true. Like, if you get the chance to share your story, step up and jump out. I remember the first time that I ever had, oh my God, it's so funny. Like, so basically back in the day, we used to have events at the Reebok up in Bolton, and the night before that I ever got asked to share my story on stage, I was a Q&MD. I'd just gone Q&MD, and the night before I'd been out and dressed up as an Oompa Loompa, and I painted myself orange and I couldn't get it off, and so I was like glowing orange. And I got called up. I was very hungover because we used to go out and like we'd have the Saturday party on the Saturday night, and then Sunday. And in true Millie style, I got very drunk. Yeah, I got called up on stage, and I remember John Holloway going. They called out all the Q&MDs. I didn't know I was going up, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Millie Jervis-Stringer, come up and share your story." And I was like, I literally wanted to die. I thought to myself, how can I get out of this? In my head went, run out the room. Then my head said, when I was up on stage, if I pretend to faint, then I won't have to tell my story. Like, my brain was doing all these, like, my anxiety was like, I just didn't know what to say. And I think all I said, thank you so much, Katie and John, for helping me on this journey. And that is all I said. That's all I said. And everyone was like, I just passed the microphone along. I was so scared, but that was the start of me being able to share my story. So never be afraid. Never be afraid to share your greatness, because actually your story is your superpower. And even though you think that your story might not inspire, there's people out there that are just like you, that are struggling with whatever you've struggled with or are struggling with too. And you might just be that tiny bit more confident than they are, and that might inspire them to go, wow, I'd love to be like Vicky. I'd love to be like Carly. I'd love to have a bit more confidence, So that's something that, yeah, your story really is your superpower. So Anthony said, I think it's me trying to hide. I disappeared from my friends. Only last month I started to speak back to some of my friends or sharing photos of me. Yeah, just never be afraid to be the real you, because that's what this business allows. I think we're brought up in a time and age where we go to work, we put on a uniform, we march to work, we put our work face on and get into work mode and put in, we have to speak in like work role mode. Like Claire knows this. She's a police lady, was a police lady, sorry. Not anymore. Vicky, we've talked about this, you go to work in work mode. This business, you can do and be you, like the real you, like this, everything that you see here, this is the real me. There's no filters. Sometimes I mess up, sometimes I don't get my words right, but you know what, that doesn't matter, because I'm a human, and that's what this is about. Mistakes make us learn, mistakes help us grow, and challenges help us, move forward. Anything that feels difficult is a chance for us to grow. Like, I used to absolutely detest coming on Zoom calls. Like, I used to be so nervous. I used to have social anxiety, even probably up until like a couple of years ago. Every time before I did a Zoom call, I'd have like, I'd be sweaty. I'd feel nervous, because it was something that, I had to step into and to grow from. So yeah, so does anybody else want to share a bit of their story or a win at all? Anybody? If not, we can all go. It's Sunday night. Yes, Vicky, she put her hand up. Yes. Come on board, girl. Let's do it.
I'm not actually going to share a bit of my story, but I'm just going to share with you just some of the thoughts I've been having this week. Because what I tend to do is I tend to go on social media, see thousands of pounds of network marketers, sponsored posts, thinking, oh my God, everyone's doing this. What am I doing? How am I going to reach people? What am I going to do? And I completely lose myself in all of these posts, and I lose what I'm doing, and I start to judge myself against other people and think, oh, well, I'm not that person. I don't belong in this business because I don't look like that, and I don't think like that, and I don't want to attract those kind of people. And so all these thoughts go around in my head like a bit of a whirlwind, a bit of a cyclone. And then, you know what? And then something amazing happened. Like the other day, I was all kind of having all of these thoughts, and then all of a sudden, like someone I used to work with messaged me and said, oh my God, like I've had a baby, I'm at my heaviest, I've seen someone like you who I know and trust, and it's absolutely inspired me to sort myself out. And it's just like, yes, she's not going to get on the product straight away, but it's actually me what this has done for me is allowed me to just reconnect with people that I used to know that I maybe lost touch with, that I don't have a reason to be in touch with anymore. And by me just like having this new confidence, just going on Facebook, just doing lives, just saying what I'm doing, posting my pictures, it's actually reaching out to people. And the thing is you don't always know that it's reaching out to people until they come forward and tell you. But the problem is it's going to take them a while for them. It took me a while to process everything that Millie was doing before I felt comfortable to say, actually, I need this. So people are all watching and listening and looking at what you're doing. And I just, when you get those moments, it's like, oh my God, yes, this is exactly why I'm doing it. And I've really kind of found my feet a bit more this week. I think sometimes there's a pressure that you need to be doing something, or you need to be, it can, for me, I feel a bit fraudulent sometimes. I'm going into groups, I'm trying to talk to people, I go into groups and see people saying, oh, these people are selling shit, like just ignore them. And it's like, no, we're not all like that. I'm not coming in here to tell people rubbish and sell them stuff. I'm here to genuinely help. And I think if you're just coming across as yourself, that is the most important thing, because the groups I'm in are the group of things that I love. And then if I'm connecting with people inside of those groups, I still want to stay in those groups and post and be part of that community. And then if I'm bringing those people onto Facebook, my Facebook, I want to show them that this is me, this is a whole rounded picture. I'm going to still post in the group because I love the group, and you're going to then be invited into my life and see what I'm doing as well as those things. So I think it's just getting a really kind of well-rounded, just being yourself, because you can't be fraudulent if you're yourself. And that's what I've realised this week, is just, you cannot be wrong with yourself. You can't trip yourself up, because you're just doing what you love and being who you love and who you are. So that was a kind of a bit of a journey that I've been on this week.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's really inspiring, because actually, you know, I think we've all been in the position where we've gone, oh my God, I'm not like that person. I don't fit in. You know, they're doing this and they look like this way and I'm not good enough. And that's all a story that we're creating in our head. But actually, these people have the same shit going on in their heads, and, you know, they compare themselves. And that's something that we can really like trip up on within this business, where we go, I'm comparing myself to somebody who's at journey chapter number 11 when we're at chapter number 2. You know, so you can never compare yourself to anybody, and their superpower is probably completely different to yours. And by superpower, I mean your journey. You know, and like Vicky said, it's so important to be a part of groups that you actually want to be in. And if you're coming from that place of, this is where I've come from, this is why I love the products, then you can never feel fraudulent. And what I will say is, whatever you're feeling, that's what you can project onto people. So if you're in that state of feeling, you know, where you're not being successful, or you're being like, I just want to get people, then you need to take yourself back to a place where, you know, Vix, like, look at your photos from November, October last year, and look at you now. You know, if you look at the progress, one in the way you look, which is incredible, but the self-growth, the journey that you've been on, it's been inspiring. And that's, you know, where you can inspire other people. And there's nothing fraudulent about that. If you had not been on the products, if you were just trying to sell it, just trying to make money, sign people up, and then was like, see ya, that's fraudulent. You know, no customer care, that's fraudulent. But, you know, you're coming from a place of love. You know, there's always going to be times that we're going to be like, this is difficult, like, you know, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. But then again, it's that mindset, like, if you're telling yourself it's difficult, it's going to be. You know, so it just all comes down to what we're working on. But thank you so much. That was really inspiring for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Cool, guys. So, like, we've got time for one more win. Does anyone want to share a win or a tip or anything from the week? I thought that was a hand, Janika, then, not a hand. Okay, guys. Well, what we'll do then, there's no pressure. I don't want to put you under any undue pressure. If you don't want to come on, that's absolutely fine. But first things first is always be your number one customer. That's a tip that I'm going to give you. Be your best customer, because if you're your best customer, guess what? You're going to attract other people that want to be just like you and feel like you and get results like you. And, you know, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to get more results. So think about what you can be sharing on your stories every day. And the other thing that I will just say is, when you share your stories, so your stories on your Facebook are like a diary of your day, right? And it basically just shows people where you are, what you're up to, you know, walking to work. You know, people know my whereabouts all the time. Like, if someone was stalking me, they would probably find it really easy to come and get me, because people know where I am and what I'm doing, which I do worry about sometimes, but I'm just like, shh, be quiet, brain. But it's really important for you to know that what you can do is save your stories and have a photo album on your phone and then post the same stuff. It's fine. You know, it's like an advert where, if, you know, things about the products, things about the shakes, capsules, whatever, you don't always have to come up with new content, because we're posting stuff about things that we love, and it's okay to post the same thing. You don't always have to be creating new content. And that's a really good tip that I learned from Simon as well. So, you know, people won't recognize, people see so many things on social media nowadays that they forget, you know, so it's really important that we're putting the same thing out there. So you're building a consistent, you know, a visualization, a visual image of what we're doing to people. So they remember that, oh yeah, that product, I saw that. And then, because people forget, people probably don't even know that some of you are doing Juice Plus. I know that sounds mental, but they might see you taking some little fruit and vegetable capsules, and they'll just forget. They'll just forget. People ask me, are you still doing Juice Plus? I want to do an order. And I'm like, yeah. How have you not seen? Like, people just don't remember. You know, so never be embarrassed. Never just, I really want to say, like, fuck what people think. I saw something from Gary Vee the other day, and he said, the saddest thing in this life is that people live their life by other people's opinions. How true is that? How many times have we not done something because you know, they won't like what I'm doing? You know, it's embarrassing. Who cares? If you're passionate about something, go share it. You know, it doesn't matter if some people don't agree with what you're doing, or, you know, that they don't think it's valuable, they probably haven't taken it. They don't know enough about it. The amount of people that I now have on the product and in the business who at first told me that it was a scam, told me that it was BS, told me that it wasn't working, and that it, you know, it was just a farce. You know, how can you get fruit and vegetables and capsules meals? Like, you're just trying to sell stuff and make money. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for your opinion. See you later. So you'll come back to me one day. You know, and they have, and it's true. So never be afraid, and never live your life by somebody else's opinions, because that's a fear from coming within them, and they're projecting that onto you. So always remember that. Right, guys, it's 5 a.m. for me. It's 10 o'clock your time. Thank you so much for coming on. I really value that you've come on here and spent your Sunday night with me. I hope it's been a valuable call. And yeah, thank you for everybody that stepped up to speak tonight. Love your input, love your energy. It's really nice to hear, you know, from people that have been in the business, that have been on journeys themselves. So thank you so much for stepping up. Have an amazing Sunday. Let's do this. 7 days left of the month, guys. Anything can happen. Anything that you want in this life can happen, and it just comes down to the conversations that you have with yourself, and what you believe that you're worth, and what you believe you deserve. Anything can happen, and I promise you that. Anything. So thank you all so much for jumping on. If any of you've got any questions, let me know. If any of you want the tips that I've got to create a hot list, inbox me and I'll send it to you. Unless, what I might do actually, just before we go, I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in. Am I going to do this? Can I find it? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if any of you want it, there's not many of you on the call tonight, 3, 6, 9, 12. So if any of you want it, message me and I'll directly inbox it to you, like the cheat sheet that I've got of how to create a hot list. All right, my darlings, thank you so much for jumping on the call. I love you loads. Have a great week. And if you've got any questions or need any extra support, just pop me a message. I'm here for you guys. I love you, and I'm here to help you make your dreams come true. So take care, guys, and have a great week. Thanks for jumping on.